Let's take a look and see what we have here, Shannon. I see a lot of hands and steers. There's a lot of butchering going on. I'm just looking at your images here. Um, as you can see in some of these images, your flash is really hitting hard on some of these areas. Okay, you want to really keep that balance and diffuse that a little more so we don't see as much of that flash remnant as we do. This is a good shot. I like this one, and I'm going to get to your shots in a minute. I'm just going through the contact sheets first. I like the way he's doing this. Got a good shot here because of that facial expression. This one here, that's a good opening or closing. The problem is with that image, I'm going to just enlarge that a little bit. We do have a little bit of light fall off. Your flash is up in here, and this area kind of gets darker. So when you do have something like that, I'm just going to show you something very quickly. I'm going to just select this image right about here. And I'm going to come in here at my adjustments, and we're going to take a look at your levels. And as we can see the levels, we have our brightness right here. We have contrast, which is right there, is really good. I'm just going to open up my midtones a little bit. And as I do this, I'm just going to bring in my contrast back a little bit over. And as you can see, that kind of opens things up on the bottom as we went from here down to here. Okay, highlights a little bit on his cheek here. Got some nice little tiny catch lights in there. But as you can see, I went from this way over to here and kind of open everything up. And if not, I can use my dodge tool and I can just make a couple sweeps. As you can see, I'm doing it lightly. And then look, we go from here to here. And that's using the dodge tool. I gave it a little more light and it kind of balanced out the brightness here to the brightness here. Alright, so let's close this one out. I can save that image. And the same thing here, this image I would not use because of that highlight, that little spot right there kind of just throws things. My eye keeps going to it. But I'm not going to save this one, and I'm not going to save that one either. I did see some good images here and there. I like the way they look, and there's the image that you chose. Okay, and you did correct some of it. Again, on this area on the top, I'm going to just use what's known as the burn tool. And I have this here. I'm going to use a larger brush. And I'm just going to tone down this facial area in this top part and this arm a little bit. As you can see, I'm doing this very quickly. You can take your time on that. You really want to take your time and zoom in. But here's before and here's after using the burn tool. As you can see, it's here. And then I go to here, and it made quite a significant difference by just utilizing that burn tool. And as you can see, I'll click on the burn tool again, and my exposure is only at 11%. So I'm not using it as a high exposure. If I wanted to take that down a little, just to show you going from here to here, it added a little more color, definition, and everything into that area of his arm. All right, so it's a good image. I just wanted to show you how to tone this down a little. Again, I'll show you again. We're going from here to here. And now here's your original image. A little bit overexposed. But here, using that burn tool, I've made it into a very usable, workable image. Okay, so I'm going to go to this one. This is a good shot. I like the way you use the depth of field. The only problem is this hand right here. I could see it's a hand, but other people may not. So I would probably crop that part out because it's just my eye keeps going to this big white mass down here on the bottom. I'd probably crop this out totally. I could bring it right over here. I could bring this in, still leaving this edge. See that difference there, and I can bring this over. And what we have now is an image like that, and my eyes just go, wow. Nice contrasting colors, like juxtaposition of the hand to here and over to here. Okay, going from here, and it's pretty crowded and everything going on in here. Yeah, we can see more meat over here and everything, but it's this piece that is in the way. I probably would not have used this image. You had other very good images that I would have used rather than this one. But cropping it down, it really shows you the New York strip that you were talking about. So let's go to the next one. Color's not too bad on here. If we go into our images and look at our level, it's going to go right across. And as you can see, you have everything in there. The only thing that this shows is if I want to bring this over, just brighten it up a little bit, going from here to here. Okay, and I'll show you that going from here to here. Very slight difference, but it does enlighten some of the areas. Alright, so let's go to the next one. And we can see the last one here. Now we have a little bit of a color balance problem in here. So I'm going to go my hue and saturation. I could go to color balance and I'll show you what happens. The color balance, like I told Layla, is very difficult to understand with color balance. You have to know the theory of the color wheel and more color theory. There was a course that I actually developed and taught at another college. It was a 15-week course, 4 hours, 3 days a week. It was a very intense color course, but they went on to printing and graphics and stuff like that. What I'm going to show you, you can see it's very blue in this image. Look at his hand, look at the white, even the white has blue in it. I can either add red, which adds way too much red, or I can add yellow, kind of boost things over. Excuse me. We don't want to add too much, but we are taking some of that blue color cast out of here. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Going from here, you see that color cast in the face and everything, we kind of got that out of there. Or I can go this way here, hue and saturation, which is another one. And we go down to, let's go to our blues. And I'm going to reduce the blues a little bit and see what happens. What happened? I took all the color out of his blue blazer, his little overalls. Okay, and that's not something I want to do. So by taking the blue out, we lost some stuff. So I'll go to yellows, and I'm going to add a little bit. And you can see it kind of boosts just a little bit over here. And if I go back to here, you can see a little difference. The problem is, look what happened to the label. So we don't want to use that. So when you see a choice like this, and you see and you've tried and this doesn't work, I'd probably go back to my color balance. I would add some of the yellow just to take some of that blueness out of there. And I take some of the cyan and I go over this way a little bit. Now you'll see a significant color difference going from here down to here. Okay, and we've livened up that image a little bit. The expression on his face is okay. It looks like he's actually in the middle of talking to someone, so you want to watch these things sometimes. You did have other images in here I thought were a lot stronger on your contact sheets, but overall you did well with this. I'm glad you got the opportunity to go in and see how butchering works. So keep this up. Use the lessons that you've learned here about color balance, the levels, cropping, when you're going to put the rest of your images together for your final. Okay? Not too bad at all with this.